Hello and welcome back to Seasons of the Wolf. But it's also one to which you must already know the answer, if you've been paying attention to my deeds. So why don't we do this just like we did right now? You mean I tell you what I think and you tell me whether I'm right or wrong? Exactly. Ooh. It probably depends on who is stronger than her. I'd say that it depends. Huh? On what would that depend? On who that stronger person in your group is. Why would that make a difference? I respect strength in everybody. Huh? So you really wouldn't mind if, say, Riley was stronger than you? What? Right. Not going to happen. And what if? What if Riley suddenly started spassing you in combat? Don't say that you wouldn't mind that. Oh, damn, you really know me well. So I'm right? You are. I didn't really take that into consideration before, but you are right. There are a few people I'd feel very uncomfortable with if they were actually able to best me in combat. And I'd really have trouble accepting these people as allies if they were able to surpass me. Great! Actually, it's good that you made me realize that. It's something I need to work at. I shouldn't have any trouble expecting strength in people when I do not like for entirely personal reasons. Don't worry, it's perfectly human. There's no one in the world who gets along with every kind of person. Of course not. This is why the world knows allies and enemies. But one should always be able to find a way to get along with their allies. Well, I suppose you don't have to be best friends in the world, even if you fight on the same side. No, you don't have to, but you should strive to. Thank you. For what? Grim likes me a bit more. Cool. For making me realize that. It's something I've overlooked so far. That's okay, Crim. No need to thank me for that. Yeah, you deserve it. It's not often someone helps me find a way to improve myself. I offer you my thanks, Althea. Please accept them. Alright then, accepted. Good. Alright, that was interesting. Oh? If you think that was interesting, wait until you hear this story. No, really, you're going to like this one as well, Crim. It's a tale full of heroic deeds and epic struggle. Is it about you? Of course it is. Then it can't be very heroic. Ha! Then let me prove you wrong. Please note the following quest is a flashback and will feature one character only. The shared inventory... Okay, fair enough. Ooh, so I'm getting a bunch... right, okay, so it's deliberately leveled him specifically for this. Okay, so... I'll need that trait. He's probably going to need some combat abilities. Okay. The tale begins many months ago when I returned to Dingaria for the first time since my childhood. On my many journeys I had learned of a strange and wondrous artifact, one of the marvels of the known world that had been lost for centuries. I had searched far and wide for clues about that artifact, and when I finally discovered its location, I arrived too late. It had already been found and brought to Dingaria. And thus I too had to go to Dingaria, and had to return to the place of my birth, where through many trials and tribulations I had grown from boy to man. Get on with it! Sheesh, alright. In any case, the artifact had been found by one of the Grand Mogul's minions, and I was certain that it was in his possession right now. Fortunately, I had just the right plan to finally hold it in my hands. I was very well equipped, and I brought a few useful potions to help me with this impossible task. Okay. And you are? Riley. Just Riley? Riley the Enchanter, haven't you heard of me? I'm afraid not. What do you wish? An audience with Grand Mogul Rafik. The Grand Mogul doesn't have time to personally talk to every visitor. If you have a message for him, just hand it over to me, and I will make sure he... I am certain the Grand Mogul will want to make an exception for me. And why is that? Smiling, I took the small bag I had prepared from my belt and put it in front of the little lickspittle before me. Is that? Open it. He did as I told him, and... Coal? What would the Grand Mogul want with coal? Oh, nothing, of course. However, I believe he will have a use for the following. I took out the white stone I carried around my neck and held it by its leather ribbon, and I slowly lowered it until it touched the coal inside the bag, and then I cupped my hands over the bag. And as I removed my hands a second later... Gold! I emptied out the bag to show the dim-witted man before me that indeed the entire bag was now filled with nuggets of gold instead of coal. How? I slowly raised my hand, on which the ribbon with the white stone was still hanging. This, my friend, is the Philosopher's Stone, which has the power to turn coal into gold. I've come here to offer it to the Grand Mogul. You want to offer the Philosopher's Stone to... if he has what I desire. And that would be? The Moon Mirror. I've heard it recently come to the possession of the Grand Mogul. Is it here? It is. Where? In the Grand Mogul's harem. I think his favourite concubine is currently wearing it. Oh, so you're saying it isn't for trade. Pity, then I'll have to keep the Philosopher's Stone to myself. Wait. I cannot make that decision. Only the Grand Mogul himself can. I smiled. Didn't I tell you the Grand Mogul will want to talk to me in person? Yes, of course. I will go to him immediately, and... The little lickspittle took one of the gold nuggets from the table. I am certain he will want to see you as soon as he sees this. Very well. Smiling, I watched as the little sycophant hurried away towards one of the doors leading deeper into the palace. Unfortunately, it was too late that I saw the anti-magic sigil above the door he was heading to. Wait, just 1 minute until... But that moment, he had opened the door already, and... What? This isn't gold. It's still that was an illusion! What? Seize that guy! Oh, whoops. I quickly ducked under the guards and pushed the lickspittle aside and ran into the palace. Wait, into the palace? Not away! Hey, I needed to get to the Moon Mirror, remember? And now that I knew where it was, all I had to do was get into the Grand Mogul's harem. Oh dear. And I drank a haste potion that would let me move much faster than anybody else. Oh, wrong direction. While I was running through the corridors, my path was suddenly cut off by another group of guards that had been alerted by all the commotion. Seeing that my pursuers weren't far behind me, I had only one option. Okay, can I actually take him using just Riley? Okay, given Riley's personality, that is what he would do. I jumped up and grabbed the canopy ceiling, trying to pull it over the heads of the guards before me. Unfortunately, the canopy ceiling didn't come off. I pulled and I pulled, but all I accomplished was hanging in the air and looking like a fool. The guards gathered under me and waited for me to come back down. To help myself, I decided to use before this battle. Okay, that could be quite useful, so let's poison the enemies. Ow, ow. Okay, take out that guy first. How many potions has he got? Okay, he's got a decent number of health potions, good. Okay, hit that guy. He's going down thanks to the poison. Turtle up and go defensive. He poisons himself. Take a potion, and then the poison should kill him. Ah! There we go. Job done. I had just reached the top of a staircase when right before me a door opened and more guards poured out. Out of the frying pan into the fire. Well, I certainly knew what to do. I jumped over the handrail, grabbed the hanging chandelier, and swung over to the other side of the room. Unfortunately, this chandelier hadn't been built for someone to hang on it. As I swung to the other side, I heard a crackle above me, and the next moment the chandelier came off, and I plummeted to the ground with it. Hitting the ground sure hurt, but worst of all, now the guards were all around me, ready to catch me now that I was shaken for a moment. To help myself, I decided to use before this battle. Let's use the haste potion on this one. So I'm now significantly faster. So let's take out that guy. Hit that guy with a basic magic bolt. And hit him with death. And then another bolt. And then mana potion. And then health potion. And then slow him down. Now that'll kill him, which is good. Common and flaming sword, okay. The stairs to the next floor were right before me when, again, a group of guards cut me off. What was I supposed to do? Fortunately, a man like me knows no hesitation. This is the problem, right? Every time I've had to do the fight anyway. But I'll try it. I heard the guards curse as I jumped, but it didn't faze me. I landed on the roof with the elegance of a cat and continued my daring haste. The next group of guards was standing ready to intercept me, just as I was about to cross a large open balcony. Fortunately, I had seen them before they had seen me, so I did the only logical thing. I hung to the side of the balcony and shimmied past them without being the wiser. Or that's what I would have done, had one of the stones of the balcony not been loose. It came free under my hand, and I lost my grip and plummeted down the wall, fortunately into a tree in the gardens below. Unfortunately, the guards in the garden had seen my fall, and as I climbed down the tree, they quickly surrounded me. Let's keep up my health. I'm running out of potions now. God, Riley's actually taking damage, which he almost never does. Get a mana potion down you. The thing is, given that Riley's the one telling this story, I won't be surprised at all to find that it's complete bollocks. Let's get another couple of those, and given how much raw damage he's taking, let's do that. I could feel that I was now getting close to my destination, so I slowed down a little, hoping to be able to sneak past the rest of the palace watchmen. However, when I ducked through a curtain, I ran into a group of guards that surprisingly didn't seem to have been alerted like the rest of the palace. I shouted, "Quick, we have an intruder," and pointed behind me to make them leave their post. But the guard captain shouted, "And there he is," pointing at me. I tried to react, but before I could, all the guards were jumping at me, and I found myself right in the middle of them. Okay, let's use up the last potion.
Ouch! Ouch!
Death that guy.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Death that guy.
No trouble at all with me around.
Taking the health potion. At least it's given me lots and lots of potions to get this job done. And death him too.
Thank you. Ladies and sirs, it's been a pleasure performing for you.
Unfortunately, my path took me right through the Grand Mogul's library, which of course was guarded at all times. Under any other circumstances, I would have taken the chance to grab at least a few of the minor spellbooks there, but as I probably didn't have much time, I decided to do something else. I pushed one of the bookshelves so that it would fall on the guards and pin them to the ground. I'm going to lay odds that it's probably bolted to the floor. One of the guards managed to shout, "Look out!" but it was already too late, and my brilliant manoeuvre had them buried under hundreds and hundreds of books. Finally, I was getting to the chambers where the Grand Mogul's harem had to be. The first room I came into was the bath, with a large water basin at the centre. I had just arrived when I heard the footsteps of approaching guards, and there was no place left to hide. So what did I do? I jumped into the basin and held my breath until they passed. But apparently, the guards decided to have a little chat right next to the basin. I tried to hold my breath, I really tried, but they just didn't walk away. Eventually I had to come back to the surface again, coughing out the water, and as I swam to the edge of the basin, the guards got into position to catch me. Well, I'm out of specialty potions, so I've just got basic.
Don't look so surprised.
Hit them with whatever I've got to go with now. Oh, boy. Mana potion. Death him up.
Ow, ow,
Death him up.
ow.
Health potion. How many more fights am I going to have to get through? Because I'm running out of potions. Magic bolt him again.
No trouble at all with me around.
Eventually, I had made it. I was standing right before the harem. Behind this last door, there would be the Grand Mogul's concubines, and also the moon mirror. But the moment I opened the door, I knew that I had made a grave mistake. Trotting through the door came a massive, monstrous beast, made of magically animated rock. The guardian of the harem was a golem. Instinctively I took a few steps back, towards the nearest shelf. My hand touched something cold and smooth on that shelf. It was a magical potion, one that fully restored mind and body. Wasn't I the luckiest man in the world? I quaffed the potion, and then quickly faced the last thing between me and the moon mirror. The golem. Okay. Death it up.
Ouch. Ow, ow,
Oh boy, this thing can hit pretty hard.
ow. Ouch. Ouch. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow.
Okay, come on, Riley, take it down.
Thank you. Thank
Nicely
you.
done.
Ladies and sirs, it's been a pleasure performing for you.
And there it was, the Grand Mogul's harem. A plenitude of women of all colours, sizes and shapes, giggles and welcoming voices all around me, and all pleasant fragrances Dingaria had to offer at once. But my eyes were only on one beauty, and I approached it. Large green eyes with a hint of gold in them gazed at me as I stretched out my hand towards that slender neck. And then I took the amulet known as the moon mirror off that slender neck. Sorry, lady, that one's mine. And I put the moon mirror around my own neck, turned around, and stared right into the eyes of the Grand Mogul himself. You think you can cheat me, hmm? You think you can just come into my palace and make the Grand Mogul look like a fool, yes? I opened my mouth for a witty retort, but the moment I did, the Grand Mogul lifted his finger, and my tongue froze stiff. Ugh, I wish that would happen again. Hey, at least let me finish the story. I couldn't say a word, so the Grand Mogul continued to speak as he looked at the amulet around my neck. So, you did all that, took all that upon you, just for this insignificant little trinket? Ah well, you shall have it. Cool. And in exchange, my good friend Yeldon shall have you. If you make it out of the arena alive, you may keep that worthless thing, just so that you have a nice little incentive not to die right on your first day. And that is how I became an arena slave. Wow. Trying to steal from the Grand Mogul himself, that's almost brave. If it weren't so mind-numbingly stupid, risking your life for worldly possessions. Ah, you don't know the moon mirror. It's worth every risk. And if I had the exact same chance of getting my hands on it again, I'd do exactly the same as before. Well, except for getting caught, of course. If that's possible, it would be nice if you didn't take us along on that quest, right? Oh, don't worry. This is something very, very personal to me. Speaking of personal, mind if we go to sleep now? Personally, I'm really pooped now. After such an exciting story... Sorry, Riley, but your story's pale a little after all the excitement we've already had today. Yeah, she's right. Let's get to bed. Up! Up with you, you lazy bastards! Hmm? It's always the same with you arena slaves. Master Yeldon gives you a bit of freedom and you're immediately abusing it for your own personal pleasure. What part of this miserable existence do you consider pleasurable, you honourless dog? The one where you go killing random people visiting the arena. Random people? Don't tell me you had nothing to do with the dead stranger I found before my room this morning. His blood is all over the wall next to your cell. Oh, so that's what this is all about. It certainly is. I don't mind you worthless scum bashing one another's skulls in, but the guests of this arena are off limits. You call that man a guest? Yes, he was a guest, and you, of all people, should know that they are not to be touched, Crim. You've already got into trouble once because you attacked one of Master Yeldon's guests. I only broke his nose. Yes, but the man last night you apparently beat to death together with these other idiots. No, that was me. Ah! Don't sneak up on me like that. I took the life of the man in the green hood. You did, but why? I didn't like him much. So what sort of punishment do you want to give these people? 30 lashes each? 50? In any case, I am here. Come, punish me. I'm letting this one slip, Chalassa, just this once. However, the next time you do something like that, you will pay. Just consider yourself lucky that the dead man was of no importance to Master Yeldon. Then thank you for sparing me. Wow, he let you go scot-free. Of course he did. But why? He sounded so angry about the death of his assassin. Draw your own conclusions. Whoa, wait. I'd like to know whether... Good luck for your fights today. Not the most talkative of women, is she? Yes, at least one likeable trait in her. But why didn't the Master of the Pits punish her? He sure looked like he was going to punish us for foiling his plans. Oh, I certainly would have loved to give Chalassa a very good lashing, but really? Do you think the audience would have been very thrilled about it? Huh? Oh, you know the audience expects Chalassa to always win her fights. That's why she was recovering during the last few days, remember? And what if Chalassa came back from recovery and looked as though she'd been whipped half dead? Oh. People would think that Yeldon ordered that whipping to make her lose her fights, and thus screw over the people who bet money on her. Let me guess. Not that many people already bet money on us, so it would have been okay to whip us, right? Yeah, I suppose so. Yeldon and his men must be very careful not to put this arena's reputation at risk. Yeldon is nothing but the bastard of a mangy skunk and deserves to rot in the bottom of the sea. Oh yes, that I can agree on. Alright then, get yourselves ready. You have 3 fights today, so don't disappoint the crowd. Oh, and since the other arena safes tell me you've already sparred against them today, I won't assign you to the 5-on-5s for today. What? But who are we supposed to fight then? Bands of 5 are the largest teams in the arena. Oh, I thought about going for a more asymmetrical sort of battle. What? You're not going to throw us to the monsters, are you? Oh, of course not. Where would be the fun in seeing you simply torn apart? No. For you, it's something special. You're going to compete in today's Beastmaster challenges. What? But no one of us even has a beast. But you have the advantage in numbers. There's only one master and his beast against the 5 of you. But... What's up, Crim? I thought you liked it when the odds are in your favour. Prepare well. The audience will be expecting much of you. The Beastmasters. What's up with these Beastmaster challenges? Are they dangerous? I haven't seen them fight in a fight yet. I've only heard of them. They're only held once a month between the regular arena fights of that day. The Beastmasters are not slaves. They're free people. Most of them in the employ of one of the 4 families. They specialise in training wild beasts for war. In this arena, they face off to show their skills in controlling these dangerous creatures. It's always one Beastmaster and his creature against another. And these battles are usually won over by submission. If one of the Beastmasters gives up, it's over. So if his beast is gravely wounded and he yields before it dies? No. If he fears that the beast controlled by the other Beastmaster could end his life, only then he yields. Whoa, wait, so it's not just creatures fighting the Beastmasters themselves? Exactly, they're in the arena too, and they're fighting as a team with their beast. They attack, and they are attacked. This is madness. This is Dingaria. Was that a deliberate reference to 300? It feels like it was. Any good news? Yes, I won't let you down today, I promise. Don't look at me like that, Crim, I mean it. Alright, it seems as though we don't have a choice anyway, so let's all do our best. Win all battles in the arena today. Esteemed ladies and sirs, both noble and common, what an opening we have just witnessed! In the free-for-all battles, the mysterious Chalassa has prevailed once again. The noble Sir Thalaran crossed a sea only to be able to face her in battle, and they are carrying him out of the arena, alive, but will he ever be using his sword arm again? And now for the first of today's Beastmaster challenges. Today, your generous host Yeldon has a very special treat for you, one that you have never seen before. To spice up the competition, it has been decided that one of the teams participating in the challenges won't be led by a Beastmaster. In fact, it'll be one of our regular 5-man fighting bands. And who would be better for such an exotic event than our most exotic team, Krim and the New Horde? So, we are a horde now? Oh, that only goes to show that you can explain away even the most ridiculous of ideas. Shut up and focus. These fights won't be easy. The beasts that bring to these battles are serious. Dare I ask? And in our first round, they'll be going against Rashanta, the Scourge of the Jungles, and his snake Sla. A snake? A giant snake? What the... Look at the size of that thing! That's a very big snake. Right. Let's get everybody in position. Any interesting battle info? No. Now, I'm tempted to try and take him out fast. So I will. Okay, death him up a bit. Grim, kick the snake back so that they're both on the front row. Valus, take him out with some throwing axes. Okay, now we can deal with the snake. That tactic seemed pretty effective to me, I've got to say. I'm very glad I invested in getting her that kick ability. It was definitely a good call. Out of curiosity, did we get to keep any of the loot that Riley acquired during his side quest? I might just check the inventory because I'm curious. Do it later. Yep. Oh, I should have just hit it with a standard magical bolt. Giant snakeskin. Ooh, precious axe of attack. Cool. Let's continue. Krim and the New Horde, esteemed ladies and sirs, aren't they worth every penny of your money? Look, isn't that? Whoa. Well, look, it's icy cold, but who are the others? Well, there's Fire, the massive ogre. Air, the banish elf druid. Oh, even Water, the human battle mage. And the one with the long spear? That is Earth, the barbarian. They say he was trained to use the spear directly from Queen Karen, the Amazon Queen. I take it those aren't their real names. So those were Chalassa's battle partners? Yes. A well-rounded team, it seems. Undefeated, each of them. Even though they haven't been together as a team that often. Chalassa often competes in one-on-ones. Good thing we don't have to fight them. Sheesh! I'd rather be going up against some normal opponents than another crazy giant beast. Be careful what you wish for. Yeah. Oh, once again, Chalassa and the Four Elements have lived up to their reputation. Who would have thought that the Fearsome Five would go down with so little resistance? One must simply admire that teamwork. The mighty spear Earth wields, combined with Fire's two-handed sword and Water's battle magic, all protected by Air's foresight. And between them, as though death itself were an element, Chalassa! But now we continue with round 2 of the Beastmaster challenges. In round 1, we first saw Krim and the New Horde stand against Rashanta and Sla. Then Turek and Volcano fought Albacore and Cloudmaster. Now for the first battle of round 2, Krim and the New Horde against Turok and Volcano. What sort of beast gets a name like Volcano? Oh crap. Let the battle begin! And that to me is an excellent point to end this video and say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next part.